Hey, good morning everybody. We get asked lots about our pantry and our food and what we do for a large family. So today I've convinced Anissa to give us a good old pantry tour. We're gonna go take a look at that and hopefully you enjoy. Anissa just loves being on camera.
Oh yeah.
All right, here we step into the pantry. So for one, we built this, as you can tell, the door closes all on its own. Reason being that room is completely insulated. It's not heated, it's insulated on all the walls, and we like to keep it cool. Also, you'll notice the light switch is on a timer, so it shuts itself off. Why? Well, because preserved food is supposed to be kept in the dark, from what I've been told. And so everything shuts off and the door closes on its own. All right, what can you tell us? I guess we could start on the first shelf.
Okay.
What are you keeping there?
It's a little bit messy and unorganized looking right now, but it's kind of our fridge and spices. We have our mixers and that type of stuff on this shelf.
So we don't have a fridge right now?
Yeah, we don't have a fridge.
Right.
And it's cool enough in here. It seems to keep very well.
Nice and cool,
yeah.
that things stay very good.
Yep.
What about in the middle of summer?
It's usually pretty good. We don't really have an issue.
Right. So again, we're on rock here. Anyone that's followed this channel a long time, we're built on solid rock here. That rock is a great big thermal mass and it stays nice and cool. And so that also helps in here. Okay, so you got a little bit of everything in here.
Yeah, and then a lot of things up here is for the farm stand.
There we go, containers and things for the farm stand.
Yeah.
We start that again.
Yeah, and we're getting prepared for it. So we've got like honey made up for the stand next year, and we got some baking stuff, and obviously our necessities, diapers, extra. We try to buy things in bulk, so
Everything in bulk.
yeah. Lids for the next year's canning. It's all washed clean, rings and lids and everything at the bottom there. And I try to buy extras when they're on sale and that stuff too.
Why don't you buy these in bulk as well? Now, it's one key to a large family. Buying things in bulk saves you a lot of money.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, then we can move on. We got some pickles back there. And
Okay.
so those are dill pickles.
Keep in mind, this is the end of February.
So
we've been eating out of this since
well, the July.
So
Yeah, like I wanted to do the pantry tour earlier, but obviously we're right in the middle of canning season and it never come about. So
one thing leads to another.
Right, and now we're kind of almost empty. I feel like the pantry's quite empty.
I told her it's not that empty. There's still lots of stuff in
All right, so
All right, let's go through some of this stuff. What's up here?
okay, that's some sausage. We did a bunch of sausage up, different spices and different types, and then
Okay, so this is canned meat. A lot of people would warn against doing that.
right, yeah, we never had an issue with it. It's just an easy meal, quick, right?
How
And
do
then
you do that?
pressure can.
So that's for this guy up here.
Yep.
So if you follow the proper recipes, or you call it recipe, follow proper instructions, then there's nothing wrong with canned meat. People have been doing it for many
You can
years.
even do it with the water bath. It just takes a lot longer with water bath. So we got different varieties of sausage and then ground beef and ground pork. Some of it's spiced. Sometimes it's nice to just come in and then you make a soup or something and you just throw it in a pot and you don't have to spice it or whatever. It's already done and spiced. Up top here we have some sauerkraut. Now I don't like sauerkraut that's canned. I don't like canning it or whatever, but we had so much excess that I didn't want it to go to waste, so I ended up sealing it. But it does kill a lot of the good bacteria in the sauerkraut, so it's not as healthy for you this way. But it's better than nothing.
Right. This is ready for a stew mix?
Yeah, this is a stew or a soup, it depends. And then we have some chicken legs and some drumsticks and some stewing beef.
Huh?
This is chili. So, and then some salsa. We have some syrups that
Tomato paste, grape juice,
these we kind of put on
mustard.
The grape syrup is more for like the pancakes and things like that. Tomato paste is,
Pizza?
yeah, or just like a thickener of sauce or whatever. Chicken stock.
Grape juice. This obviously here we didn't can.
Yeah.
I think this was given to us, right? But you're keeping it for the little jugs.
Yeah.
Little glass.
I
containers.
like to put honey back in these.
So what is in? So,
No, they're...
Yeah, we were cleaning them out and throwing it out basically, and then probably kids might eat some of it. I don't know.
Yeah, but then I reuse them, and then I kind of have little complimentary honey things at the stand.
Give away to people. Okay. Hey, down here, what do you got cooked up here?
It looks absolutely disgusting, but that is milk.
It's canned milk. So this
Yes.
particular one looks different.
Well, it just goes, it depends on how long you do it, and obviously that one was done a little bit longer, so it turns a little bit darker. But it looks like, or it kind of turns into like condensed milk that you would buy at the store.
This is all canned milk. So people who say you can't do that, that's not true. If you find milk in the grocery store even that's on sale because it's getting close to its date, you could bring it home and can it. This is actually from our own cows and goats. Is there goat milk in there too?
No, it's just cow this year.
This is all cow milk, okay. But like you wouldn't necessarily drink this in a cup, but it works.
You
great
can,
for baking.
you can,
could, yeah, but I find there's
and
chunks in it.
what we've done
Fat
too
separate.
is we kind of make it. We can use this and make actually cheese, like almost like a farmhouse cheese or whatever. We've taken it at this stage and then just poured it into a pot and just added a little bit of vinegar and made like a. Yeah, so if I'm making lasagna or something, I would use that type of cheese for it.
There you got custard.
Yep, some bananas,
And
some
banana stuff for the
custards.
baby. More banana.
Now, this is a green jar. I had a really hard time.
A little moment there the other day.
Yeah, I was like, Cara, look how rotten that is. And you left it on the shelf. And she's like, Mom, that's a green jar. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look as
No.
appetizing, does it?
All right. So then we have some relishes down here. We have also, here's the pepper relish. We ended up with a pile of peppers the other year.
All right, up here, it looks like you got olives or something.
No, they're grapes.
Grapes.
And then we have a lot of beets.
Loads of red beets.
I did some zucchini here. And some pickles. More
All
pickles.
zucchinis, yeah. These look different? No, they're the same.
We got pickles. Obviously, I didn't do those ones. Somebody else did. I just bought them.
Not the jar, yeah.
And then a different style of pickles down there. And then at the very bottom row there, we have beans. So
these are your sweet pickles?
yeah, the icicle pickles. And then the bottom row is all beans.
And these are all from our garden.
And those are just, they're not pickle beans, they're just beans in water.
Just canned beans.
Yeah, canned beans, just like you would if
So
you...
it's super nice to be able to just go in here, grab some stuff, throw it together in a pot, right?
Yeah. So then all these boxes, banana boxes, are restocking.
All empty jars.
Right?
Oh, we have, I don't know how many she has.
Well, these are all
Thousands of
the jars as well.
All extra jars.
Obviously, like we said, it's the end of the season, so...
Extra pails up here, slow cooker, 2 pressure canners. We pick up things in bulk from time to time that are gluten-free. More empty jars. What do you got here?
This is sweet potatoes. It's kind of parade, but... and then we have some carrots with garlic. That's just normal carrots and garlic and salt. And then these ones are pickled carrots. Sometimes that's a nice little treat. We don't eat them very much. We weren't as a big a fan of those ones, but we had so many carrots we thought we'd try. Those are parsnips. Same thing, they're just parsnips with water. Rhubarb. And then peaches.
Now, you had lots of those, eh?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we had 2 rows of these peaches.
shelves.
Or 2 shelves of them, but
Peaches. So this is all that's left now after a year.
yeah, like
All the way through.
we eat a lot of, because I'm celiac, in the mornings we eat a lot of like peach cobblers or or that type of breakfast instead. So that's where all the peaches went. The kids really like the peach and oatmeal and things like that.
For sure, for sure. Up here, we bought all these trays, so Anissa makes donuts for the farm stand. And you also had other things in those, I guess, but we put the donuts in these containers to sell. And then, yeah, whatever else. More storage. There's more quinoa flour. Stuff we keep over here is a meat grinder for doing all our butchering. All our butchering stuff is in the corner there. Egg cartons. More storage. Lids. That's all for our when we do maple syrup. So what else we got? Flour.
Yep.
So we do buy things. We're obviously not totally self-sufficient.
Well, some of this stuff too is, yeah, you see it on sale, then you grab a deal or whatever, right? And grab it in bulk.
This is
orange juice. So it's more like orange juice concentrate. We would mix it with a little bit of sugar or something.
So we got a really good deal on oranges one time, and we squished them all into juice.
Yeah.
After squishing them, this still separates.
Yeah, it
so
does
you gotta give
for
her a
sure.
good mix.
So like we would strain that before, I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah, we don't really drink it.
We don't drink much of it. It would be more mixed with...
punch, maybe?
Yeah, you would make a punch or whatever.
What are these beans?
These are pickled beans.
Okay.
And then we have...
pickled eggs.
Pickled eggs. That's what's left of it. These are like three years old. And then obviously tomato sauce.
Yep.
So down here, this is a little bit more of broth.
This is homemade apple cider vinegar?
Yeah, that's apple cider vinegar that I made 2 years ago. And then I just put it in jars.
Yep. You said, sorry, what's in these jars?
This is broth. More
like
broth,
chicken broth?
but it's a couple years old as well.
The chicken, beef?
I think it's chicken. Yeah, I didn't do much.
More canned milk?
Yeah, again. And then we have some lard and some tallow. Also up there.
Yeah, tallow is beef fat, lard is pork fat. There's more tallow up here.
There's the tallow.
All right, here we got
tomatoes. More tomatoes, tomatoes, and more tomatoes.
Piles of tomatoes, plus empty jars. Hooks for butchering.
Yep. Then we have custard. Some of them obviously need to be
we need to
gone
go through these.
But it's custard.
That's a real hit. So I know when Wes and I were doing a lot of construction, you pack your lunch, you throw in a jar each of custard for dessert. It's delicious.
And then potatoes. They look really starchy, but I actually rinse them before I fry them or cook them up or throw them in a stir fry or anything like that. I would rinse that starch out of it, but some people don't.
So that's another tip again. Like if you find potatoes on sale, potatoes are generally really cheap anyway, but you might find a bag or two, something on sale, and you might think, well, we can't eat them that fast, but you can just can them. So we have piles of them sitting here, canned.
Yeah, and these are 2 years old, and they other than the starch, they obviously look really starchy, but they have
water does, yeah. Potatoes still look
but
good.
The potatoes they look great, and they taste great too. Like what we would do is I personally would rinse them, and then you can just throw them in a pan with onions and salt and butter and fry them up, right? And then it doesn't take very long.
Yep.
Or throw them in a casserole or.
All right, more of that.
There's milk.
There's
more
some more milk
down there
again. So when the cow's given lots, right now we don't have a milk cow, but when the cow is given lots, and you don't want to throw it out, so that's a good way of keeping it.
We have piles of salt, right?
This is all table salt, perfectly good.
Yeah, for preserving too.
The reason we have so much of it, I was planning on smoking the meats. Never did get around to it, but we got a good deal on all this salt, so we have quite a bit of it here.
And then baking soda. We buy baking soda in a big bulk bag. You can get it at like a food or farm dealer, like
farm feed supply place.
Yeah, and we buy. It's the same thing as what you would buy at a grocery store.
Yeah, just bigger quantity.
Just a bigger amount.
So we use that in our animals, or with our animals all the time too. Baby goats and things help settle the guts. It's good for them.
In one of these pails too, we also have lime that we got for liming eggs, like water glass.
Oh yeah, you don't have eggs in
don't. They're all gone. Yeah,
okay.
We water glassed a whole bunch of eggs. I think it was 2 years ago.
What is that?
You put them in a water and a lime solution. They come right out of the chicken coop, and then you put them in the water and lime solution, and then they stay good.
They're shelf stable. They don't have to be refrigerated.
They don't. Yeah.
They're not canned. They're not pressurized or nothing. It's just a pail with a lid. Doesn't even have to have a lid as long as the eggs are covered, correct?
Covered with the water and the lime.
And they'll stay good for?
Well, mine were 2 years.
2 years on the shelf.
They'd have to be farm fresh and not washed. The idea is it's got the coating on it from the...
There's a protective coating on the egg.
That hasn't been washed off.
You can find a farmer in your area that's got them, buy them cheap, and you water glass them.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Oh, there's my coffee.
We got some teas, coffees, obviously our lids and our trays, and then bags down below. We got potatoes on the shelf, and then lentils. We again buy them cheap on sale if there's a sale. And
these are great because they store forever. Right?
Yeah, and they taste delicious in soups. And we actually have been substituting that for rice because our one child has a rice allergy. So the lentils, so in the recipe that calls for rice, we'll use lentils instead in a casserole or something.
So then the teas, like she said, buy that in bulk as well. Oh, one thing I guess on this shelf we didn't really cover is all the spices. We got piles of spices. Some things she's dried herself. Some things we bought. Eventually you want to get like a herb garden, spices and stuff, right?
Right.
And not have to buy as much of this stuff. But handy to have. That kind of concludes the whole pantry.
I think so.
That concludes the large family pantry tour. A lot of people asked about that, so there you go. It's something that we've never shown before. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, please drop them down below. Anissa will try to answer them, or I will. And if you like that content, please thumb it up. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And as always, please share the videos with many people. We'd love to grow this channel. It's grown quite a bit. It's amazing to see where we're at now. And we just love to continue to grow it with your help. So until next time, God bless you all, and we'll catch you later.